All right. Jake Hodges, Wrestling Rabbit Hole number 6. Uh, things are moving, man. Things are moving. Are we still losing subs?
I don't think so. We have hit over 100 views on some of these.
Dude, let's
On
go.
two of these.
You know what though? Hey, think about it like this. I heard a streamer uh actually talk about this one time. He goes, these people are like, "Oh, you only got 200 people in your lobby or whatever." He goes, "When was the last time you stood in front of 200 people and addressed them?" He's
Oh
like, "The
yeah.
average person's just not doing that." So even if we have 100 views, I mean, the average movie theater only has what, 50 seats, 60 seats.
Well, I don't know. I haven't been to a movie theater in so long.
Same, but you know,
Yeah.
it's kind of cool. It's an interesting perspective to have.
Yeah. Our last one got 107 views.
Let's go. Let's go. We're super
Yeah.
exciting too. So shout out to
Uh
those people.
yeah. No gain or loss in subscribers on that one.
Perfect. Perfect.
Yeah.
We're neutral. Net
Yep.
neutral.
We're
I
good.
like that. Um, but yeah, pretty interesting weekend. Pretty interesting weekend. The uh, the NWCA All Star Classic went down. What'd you think of the matches, bro?
Um I liked the ones that I thought I was going to, which was, you know, Parker and Starachi. I didn't necessarily like the outcome, but I liked the match. Um, and then I like watching Mendez wrestle. How many leg attacks did Bartlett take this time? He took more than one,
Yes,
which
he did.
is which
He
is
did.
like a 300% increase.
Yeah, yeah. No, you roasted me. I mean, Bartlett definitely heard my shot. It's got the potential to be in now. Neither one of them's gonna do anything. And then Bartlett's like, "I'll show this guy." Right. So, um, action wrestling is just better. It is just better.
Yeah,
I did think it was interesting though. Bartlett almost hit the same somersault out the back door that Mendez hit on him in
yep,
the finals.
yep.
Um, but yeah, I thought the two best matches of the night were. I actually thought that it was Shane Van Ness with just a completely breakout. Like everybody knew he was good, but what he did to Ty Waters, I think, opened everybody's eyes. The
Yeah,
way he wrestled, the way he competed, the way he tried to score points the whole time. That dude is actual demon mode, and I am here for it. And then the 165 bout was electric.
yes, yes, it was.
Um, Garvin versus help me out here. The
I'm
West
lost
Virginia,
too. I was hoping you were gonna say it.
The West Virginia kid, Peyton Hall.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, it was Garvin
That
versus
was a
Peyton
fun
Hall.
match. I knew there was one that I really liked, and I couldn't remember what it was, and it was that one. I
Yeah,
also really liked uh in Dean's match. I liked watching that.
yeah, dude. The D2 versus D3 match, right?
Yeah,
Uh, yeah, Mo, they call him Mo. Um, he's really good, man.
he is
He's
really good.
really good. He's got some super sick skills. He wrist snapped that dude, and it was just the cleanest. It was just the cleanest wrist snap.
Yeah, it was so nice. It
So,
was so nice.
well, let's talk about Parker and Carter. Did you feel like you learned anything?
Um, I think I think they might have wanted less mat skirt on that one, so he could
Uh,
split and get out of bounds
oh
instead
yeah,
of get it at the very end,
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah,
last takedown. When
yeah.
last year it was the opposite, where they wanted more mat skirt. I think this year they would
Oh
have
yeah,
liked to
yeah, yeah,
have
yeah,
less
yeah.
mat skirt.
Yeah. Get a bigger mat.
Yeah,
It's not my mat.
yeah, but
um, yeah, yeah. That was I don't feel like we really learned much. I think everybody felt like that was going to be a one takedown match, and kind of the guy who gets it is probably going to win.
Yeah.
Um, I did think it was interesting the way that they were both. It seemed like they were both purposely keeping distance, um, via like posting on the head. Like
Yeah.
they pretty much hand fought, hand fought the exact same way.
Yeah.
Like forehead post and then finger fight, forehead post and then finger fight, and then maybe try some kind of head roll outside step motion
Yeah.
after doing that for about 45 to 50 seconds. So, um, I don't know, maybe I will say this. I didn't grossly underestimate Srirachi's defense, but I definitely did a little bit.
I did not expect him to get away from the one that was it the first period where Parker got to his legs?
Yeah,
I mean, it wasn't out of. They did go out of bounds on that one. So, if it wasn't, that might have been a takedown.
yeah, no, he. I mean, that one was crazy, but there was an exchange maybe in the second period where he like somehow double foot jumped under pressure and like basically folded himself in half and shot straight backwards and then still landed on his freaking hands and knees. And I was like, that was one of the more sneaky athletic things I've ever seen.
Yeah.
So, I mean, he's got freaking tremendous balance, tremendous balance.
Yeah.
Um, and obviously a very high level understanding of leg attack defense, which I mean kind of makes sense if you're working out with Brooks or even Taylor or Dake or any of those guys. Those guys have incredibly high finish rates. So sharpening your teeth defensively on guys like that is it's going to help. It's going to help.
Yeah. That's for sure.
So, but yeah, then I mean, other than that, those freaking I don't want to say their last name, but those sisters, those three sisters who scrapped
The
McBride's, right?
McBrides. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
McBrides. Yeah. They're good.
Yeah, I was thinking of the girl's first name. It's like
Latifa.
yeah.
Hmm.
Um, those three girls can scrap, man.
Yeah. They're good.
They can scrap.
Lily wrestled one of them a couple years ago in Texas.
Yes,
After the
yes.
match, they was like, I don't know what she did. And I go, yeah, she was using her feet like inside trip, foot sweep. Like, I was like, yeah, it might have been a little
That's funny.
outgunned on that one.
Well, I think she beat one of them last year though in the duel.
Yeah, she pinned her.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know. They're good. They're good for the sport. It's fun to watch girls wrestle some freestyle, scrap it up. Okay, let me ask you this: it's an all-star event, right?
Hmm.
Do you think that they're obligated to put 10 weights out there?
Obligated. I think they're, um, if you call it a duel, then they are.
Sure, but it's not like they did red beats blue. There wasn't a dual score.
Uh, no, but is it called a duel? I don't even know. Is it the NW?
NWCA All-Star Duel. Yes, but it's not a duel. It's clearly not a duel.
Well, it's not a.
They,
It's not a. It's a duel in the sense that the format is the same as a duel. It's 10 weights, different weights, 25 through heavyweight. Um, Even if they're not keeping like score of the teams, it's a dual format.
yeah, sure, but you
So,
could do that with six. Who cares? It's six matches in a row.
yeah, but so NWCA has the word collegiate right in it. The
NWCA All-Star Duel.
the C says college,
Oh,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Something like that. So that just implies a collegiate duel, 10 weights.
Okay, sure. I guess I don't care. There's
I,
no
I'm I'm
like some of the matchups. Some of the matchups, I just it's not that I'm not gonna say I could have done without, but
They weren't all star.
exactly.
I listen. I agree with what you're saying, but your question was, are they obligated to put 10 weights out? And by definition of what their fucking what their event is, then I would say they're obligated to put 10 weights out. But if you
Well, then
change it,
then I would say they're obligated to keep dual score.
okay.
That's why would they be obligated to pick some of the aspects to follow and then pick some of them not to follow?
Because it's a wrestling event.
And I guess that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, do whatever you want. It's your
Yeah.
event. Make your own freaking rules.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad there weren't different rules. I know they've done that in the past, where the NWCA All Star event is used to test out rules or
Yeah.
whatever. But
Um,
I
so
think if you
so
want to make it an All Star duel, it doesn't. It's just weird to me that they're obligated to put 10 weights out there when they could just put a statement out. It's like, hey, we've reached out to the top 5 guys. None of them can compete. We're not doing it.
yeah.
Because
Well,
it was a
we
three
talked
hour event.
it was a 3 hour event. That was crazy. I was like, cuz we got home from a tournament and it basically was on right away.
Yes.
And I was like, some of the, like, I'm not gonna lie, about a couple matches I was like doing some of these on the couch trying to stay awake and watch. But uh anyway, so to answer your question, I feel like they're obligated to put 10 weights out by the way it's defined, but I don't like that.
Yeah.
I would rather them find the best matchups they can, same weight or not.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. Because actually we talked about this. Did
Yeah.
we talk about the last one about getting high schoolers involved?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I just some things to think about. Some things to think about.
Yeah.
So, but other than the NWCA event going on, obviously Gable Steveson saying he's back. He's gonna compete second semester. Um, Someone did a breakdown of how he is still eligible, and I guess he redshirted and then Olympic redshirted his last 2 years. The 2 years that he was MIA from college wrestling, he redshirted and Olympic redshirted. So after a little
Interesting.
2 year hiatus, he is legally allowed back into school with remaining eligibility, and he's going to compete second semester, I guess.
Yeah, people are, at least from what I've heard, people are upset. I don't care. I like watching the guy wrestle. I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care either, and I think it makes a super exciting heavyweight bracket more exciting.
Yeah.
I mean, heavyweight is good. There's 12 to 15 dudes at heavyweight this year who are very good.
Well, the dude who wrestled at the classic is the camel guy. He's good.
Yes,
He's
yes,
good.
yes, yes. I
Yeah.
mean, it is a deep weight, so I'm sure the people upset about Gable being back have a guy ranked A through 15.
Yeah. Yeah. I literally just don't care. I just let's watch good wrestling and he's the best.
I agree. I agree. I do think that Kirk Fleet will have something for him though.
Yeah. I don't know. Have they wrestled before? I have no idea actually.
Not since high school.
Oh
They
wow.
they one of them was a 215, the other was a heavyweight, and they wrestled in high school one time in
Yeah.
like a high school all in a duel in a high school duel, and they build it as like these two are gonna scrap. So,
Nice.
but
I like it.
yeah, I don't care anything that moves the needle. Let's go. Let's go.
Yeah.
He's
People want
back.
viewers. That's gonna bring them.
Absolutely, absolutely.
So
So, but yeah, then I guess in the news coming up, this is more your wheelhouse. I'm sure you'll have this streamed and watched and recorded and analyzed
uh
and assessed before anybody else even gets a chance to look at the results.
well,
So
hopefully the place that puts all this stuff on is now putting a lot of stuff behind a paywall, and you can't pay for it if you're not in Russia. So, because I've tried, I was like, I'll get the subscription, and it doesn't let me.
that's actually crazy.
Yeah, it is weird, but yeah, PWL 7, Russia versus Iran, gonna have some good matches, and Sidakov is going to wrestle in it.
Oh yes, Sidikov
So
is back.
yeah,
Very excited about that.
yeah. I mean, I
Very
don't know. It's
that.
Guyev's gonna wrestle again. Hopefully he I don't know. Maybe it'll be a little redemption from Worlds, but we'll see.
Yeah, he looked like he was hurt a little bit at the World Championships. So we'll see if he wrestles in this.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, they're advertising it like he is. So
Yeah, yeah, but I mean, there's just we talked about it the last time. There is actual superstar after superstar from both teams here, and
yeah,
I'm here for it.
I would like to see them. Speaking of All Star events, so this is technically a duel, right? But if you make it an All Star event, they could add one more match of Ono and Magomedov, Abaskadze Magomedov, just as a opener or closer.
I don't know why you're trying to do that to Magomedov.
He wants it. Have you? I
Yeah,
mean, they've been.
he wants to get paid. He doesn't want the match.
He wants something. So
Listen,
let's set it
I
up.
don't I don't think there's a sane human on earth right now who's like, yeah, give me Ono.
Yeah. Well, actually, Magomedov just recently lost at one of their tournaments over in Russia to some
Yeah, he
guy.
did.
Yeah.
He did. He was up big.
Yeah, he was up by what, 6 or 8 or something?
Yeah, and then freaking lost 11-10 or something like that.
Yeah.
But
But
I don't know. This would be cool. Hopefully, we can find a way to watch it because
yeah, I'll do some digging. Sometimes guys stream it on YouTube, which is
yeah,
nice.
we'll find the underground stream. It's like a Habib. Oh no, no, no pay Russian stream, Russian stream.
Yeah. Yeah.
But okay, should we get into this? Should we get into some of the things that are
This
um
is your thing, dude. I have not
this is my thing. This is definitely more of my world. I've got some friends that like to um dig into this and find out, and they're very much like into the gossip of wrestling, and they've been talking about this quite a bit, and they're hearing this from coaches inside of the D1 world, and I think that this is crazy. So when Campbell announced they were basically dropping all of their scholarships, the world went after Campbell, and we were like, holy cow, hopefully this doesn't like trickle downhill and this continues to happen. I am getting I am getting lots and lots and lots of confirmation that basically what's happening is the Big Ten is tiering their programs. So, like tier one, tier two, tier three. And they are going into tier two and tier three programs and removing their scholarships and moving those scholarships to football and basketball. So, this is happening to programs whose conferences are opting in to the revenue sharing model. So, um, this is alleged. I'm not trying to get sued here. I'm not trying to go like get in super big trouble here, but from my understanding, the University of Wisconsin will have 5 athletic scholarships for wrestling next year, with those other 5 going to football. Because what's happening is everybody is going to add the 20 scholarships to football immediate day one. But none of the schools are going to add a women's program worth 20 scholarships. So what they're doing is they're basically reallocating scholarships from other men's programs to give to football. And then along the way, I'm sure they're also reallocating scholarships to basketball, and then maybe even to baseball now, since baseball has come out and proven like it's a massive money generating college sport. Um,
so the tier ones are the sports that are generating the most money.
basically, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, and that money is actually generated based on how well your conference does. So I didn't know this. I was talking to um, a buddy of mine. He's in the college coaching world. He said that like for example, for the March Madness tournament, you get paid. Each school in the conference gets paid based on how well your conference does. So, like if the ACC had one person win the national championship, every conference in the ACC gets a chunk of the change generated from that ACC school winning the title, right? And then if you've got two teams in the Final Four, you get a bigger percentage of that pot. And if you have six teams in the Elite Eight, you get a massive percentage of that pot. So it this is why these conferences are inflating themselves to be much bigger because they're getting more opportunity to have more of their conference represented in the money making games, right? So this is one of the reasons college football expanded to 12 playoffs. It's smart. It's really smart. Colin Cowherd's talked about this for a long time. You want a long postseason. Long postseason equals more money in every single sport. Anything with a short postseason fails to generate the same amount of money. I mean, you see it even now where they'll be like, oh, the Dodgers 1-5. Had they 1-7 and gone back to LA would have made another $600 million. So winning a World Series cost LA $600 million. Like that's how it'd be phrased, right? It's just a media manipulation of the truth. But the truth is that the more games you play in the postseason with higher stakes, the more money you're gonna make. And conferences and schools are not doing anything to encourage the addition of programs, but rather Title IX Wave 2. This is Title IX Wave 2. It is going to be the handcuffing of programs, where before it was the execution of programs. So they've learned their lesson. They're not going to just start dropping programs left and right, but they're going to handcuff them. Oh, you had 10 scholarships before. We opted into this program. You can have up to 30 now, but we're actually going to put you down to 5. We're going to take 5 of your scholarships and we're going to give them to football. Thanks for coming out. So,
and this is the school has to opt into this. Not this isn't like a wrestling team being like, yeah, we want to be part of this revenue sharing thing.
the school has to agree to be in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
So like,
is it fair to say if you care about, it's hard. I guess it's hard because of the money thing. But if you care about your wrestling program, you just should not opt into this. It's hard to say because football and basketball will generate the most money. So you have to care about all of your school.
Okay, well, so I guess I'll say it's on the other side of it. I've heard Oklahoma State's going to get 12
by opting in.
Yeah. Yes.
Because they care about their wrestling program.
Yes.
So you get to pick how many scholarships you get by opting in.
Yeah, between you can do that now.
Stanford
Stanford only has 5 scholarships. So it's up to 30. It's up to 30.
You can get up to 30 scholarships on the wrestling program.
Yes. Yes.
But everyone is moving scholarships from that to the tier 1 school, to the tier 1 sports on campus.
Yeah, so football gets an increase of 20 scholarships. Right? So with
no matter what.
Okay, let me try to be super clear here. So we'll just use wrestling, for example. If you opt in, your program now is eligible for 30 scholarships.
Okay, so every program on campus is eligible for 30?
No.
Okay.
Wrestling is eligible for 30. Football will be eligible for 105.
Okay.
Which is an increase from 85. So every football program that exists right now, that's D1, has 85 scholarships available. That is going to increase by 20 to 105.
Okay.
Wrestling is going to increase from 9.9 to 30. The number of scholarships you get is optional up to 30. It's optional up to 105. You don't have to give the scholarship just because you have it, right? So what's happening is like Oklahoma State is going to add 2 scholarships to wrestling, so they're going to be at 12 plus their crazy NIL deals. But um, other programs are saying, yeah, we're going to opt in, but instead of leaving you where you are, we're actually going to take 5 away from you. So you'll have 5 scholarships, and then I guess good luck. Do what you want to do with it.
Yeah. So every program, every sports team on campus is capped at a certain number of scholarships, but football
Correct.
is increasing. Well, they all might be increasing, I guess.
A number of them are a number of so the opportunity to increase
Yeah.
will be present for most of them,
But in
except
a
like except like women's rowing. Women's rowing went from like 55 down to like 15.
yikes. Um, just so I am wrapping my head around this, in a crazy world, you could take scholarships from football and give them to wrestling up to 30.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. That's interesting.
But so like uh if you're in the Big Ten, your school doesn't have a choice. You have to opt in or you get kicked out of the Big Ten. So like a school like you and I, they have a choice to opt in or to not opt in, right? The only reason you and I would even consider opting in would be because you have to opt in order to participate in the national championships for the other sports, right? Where if that doesn't change, there's no benefit to a program like you and I opting in. They'd be able to have, you know, 40 people on the roster. They'd still be at 10. They'd still be at 9.9 scholarships. They'd still be able to participate in those things. There are a couple things that still have to get ironed out. Will the Big 12 allow affiliates for their for a sport like wrestling? You know what I mean? Because if they're like, hey, we're not allowing affiliates, and we're definitely not allowing affiliates who aren't in the revenue sharing, then you and I wrestling has other things to consider. But then that would put South Dakota State, North Dakota State, Air Force, um, Utah Valley, Northern Colorado. It would put all those schools into probably into their own conference then, which would probably end up merging with the Pac-12 if it really goes that way. But my point is that um, things are going to get really wild here really soon.
More
Really
wild.
wild.
Let's
Yeah,
go.
yeah, more wild, but really wild here really soon.
No.
Because the other thing I heard was that recently most people were signing like 4-year, 5-year scholarship contracts. Everything is going to move to year by year now. Everything is going to move to year by year now. So this is this is where it starts to get really interesting for me on the front of okay, there was this big fuss, there was this big push made by athletes to start getting paid, right? Um, okay, fine, but now you're a pro, so now performance matters, especially in a world where a school like Wisconsin only gets 5 scholarships. Hey, buddy, we brought you here to be a full ride, and you haven't started in 2 years. You're off. You're completely off scholarship. You've added no value to this program at all. Like it's just gonna get it's gonna get a little uncomfortable. It's gonna get a little uncomfortable really fast.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it'll be yeah. So I mean, it'll be treated even more like a business.
Yeah, and I personally believe athlete care is going to go down. uh, look, the like you see it on Hard Knocks every year. The NFL is a completely cutthroat environment, completely cutthroat. Best player survives, and that's how it should be. It's the NFL. It's adults. It's the real world. Like that's how things are going. I'm fine with that. Uh, but we're talking about like I like to call them emerging adults. It's that like 16 to 24 range where like you're learning how to become an adult, and it's going to put a lot of people in a situation to value and judge these emerging adults based on only their ability to win wrestling matches or to catch a football or to shoot a jump shot. And the reality is still that 99% of college athletes go join the workforce after college. Uh, and I don't know if that's a healthy environment for most of your kids to learn and develop and produce skills that are supposed to set them up for success later. You know, uh, yikes. Feels um, I've got my concerns.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't know. I've heard a number of I mean I don't want to name all the schools. Wisconsin's been the program that's been thrown around the most in my like circle of gossip, if you will. But I have heard that like half of the Big Ten schools will be down to 5 scholarships a year. Now they can still NIL deal kids. They can still get kids, you know, close through things. But could we see the rise of mid-major programs through this? I think so. I truly think so. So the two programs I'm the most interested to follow, let's say the three programs I'm the most interested to follow is Missouri because they're in the SEC and not a single other SEC program has wrestling. And then I am super intrigued to follow Virginia Tech and NC State because they are terrific wrestling programs with schools who want to have big time football and big time basketball. And uh, I am super interested to see kind of what happens with those three programs.
Hmm.
Super interested.
Yeah.
Because there's a world that exists where Virginia Tech just doesn't care about their wrestling program, or NC State just doesn't care about their wrestling program.
Yeah. Which is freaking
Sad.
yeah. Because I'm watching. There was Virginia Tech versus Missouri this past weekend, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good. I mean, Virginia Tech's good.
Yeah, they
They're
are.
good. And our boy
They're very good.
Hippolito is out there still doing stuff.
Boom. Hippo. Hippo's the man, bro.
Yeah.
What's that baby hippo's name? It's like freaking Mang Dang or something like that. He's like super famous on social media right now. I don't know, but that's the new baby hippo. Bro's a demon.
I don't even know what to do with what you just said.
Mang Dang. Mang Dang hippo.
Yeah.
There's
Okay.
no way that's right. There's no way that's
I
right.
mean,
That is just
I
the that is just I don't know. It's got to be close though. We need our own young Jamie to fact check me as I spew off this nonsense.
yeah, where's Ty? We'll get Ty to do it.
That's true. Young Martin,
He probably knows.
he definitely does. Baby hippo. I'm googling it.
Oh boy. All right. Well, let me try and fill this dead air then. Um, I also don't know what to do. I don't know what to do with
Oh, it's
that statement.
Moodang. It's Moodang.
Oh my god.
Mang Dang, Moodang. Dude, I was just right there. Moodang.
The,
Adorable.
this is no.
What do you mean no?
I mean that's a that's a that's a slug with legs, buddy.
That's a sleeper build, bro. That guy turns into the most dangerous African monster. Sleeper build.
Probably not turn into a dangerous African monster with the way he's being taken care of.
Yeah, right. 10 years from now, we get a Netflix documentary about Mu Dang's trainer who got eaten by Mu Dang.
Um, I'm here for that though.
Same.
Some of these animals need to eat their trainers.
I agree. Mu Dang.
All right, that's enough. Okay, no more hippos. No more hippos.
Sleeper
Let's
build. It's
let's move
actually the
forward.
ultimate sleeper build. All right, continue.
Um, yeah. Do you want to do the number 4, or do you just want to?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Let's. It's Tulsa week, baby.
okie dokie. Yeah. Well, kind of. It's Tulsa Kickoff week.
Yeah, but Tulsa won. We're not going to Tulsa 2, so this is our only Tulsa trip this year because Junior Duels got moved as well. And I doubt I go to Big 12s. So Tulsa week, world, what is it, the world of wrestling?
Yeah, greatest, toughest tournaments in the world.
Toughest tournament in the world.
Yeah.
It's time to get down there. It's time to get down there. My favorite part of Tulsa trips, honestly, other than Lipstick Cabaret. I've never been. Um, I've heard good things though. Um, I only want to take 10, 12, and 15U kids to tournaments like Tulsa. There's a 6U and an 8U division, but I don't want any part of the 6U and 8U division ever, 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 ever.
No, it's buck wild out there.
Dude, the 6U, people think that like all of Tulsa is crazy. Does Tulsa make you a little crazy? Absolutely. But the 6U and 8U tournament at Tulsa is the worst. And it's
Yeah.
not even close. It's not even close.
Yeah.
Um, with the exception of two families, who one of them is a well-known family, but with the exception of two families at Tulsa every single year, everything's pretty chill, except the 6 and 8U division. The 6 and 8U division just brings some crazy out, man. You got people telling their 6-year-olds they suck. This was a waste of money. You're pathetic. You wrestled like an idiot. I mean, just like going off on them. And I'm like, this is just not good.
No.
Just not good.
No.
I wish P&L's got this like interesting thing where if coach acts out, it's a $500 fine to the league. I would like to implement this. It's a little Gestapo-ish, so it's not super cool. But you know what? We'll call it like a speeding ticket. If you get caught telling your kid they suck, $100 fine to the tournament. Auto.
Yeah.
Let's just start writing speeding tickets. We're gonna we gotta do better.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I
There's
agree.
just I just have never watched a 6-year-old wrestle and thought anything other than, oh, we gotta get better.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there's
And that's
just
on both sides of it. That's on
yes.
both sides of it. Like we take a 6-year-old down there and they win. Finley Uhlenhage got second down there in the 6U division or whatever last year, or maybe the 8U division. I don't know. I don't care. But like, hey, good job. We had a fun time wrestling this weekend. Guess what? You got to get better.
Yeah.
And then we've had kids go down there and go 0-2, and it's like, hey man, hopefully we learned something. Main thing being, we got to get better.
Yeah.
But like, do you need to tell a kid who lost he sucks? She sucks. Clearly, I'm aware. I just got my ass beat.
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to tell me. I know. But yeah,
Yeah.
so Tulsa's coming up, and then Iowa high school season started yesterday,
Yes.
so that is underway. Um, let's talk the balancing act. Let's talk the balancing act. Um, I don't want to toot our own horn too much, but I think this is something we do a very good job of, and I think that is managing club coach and high school coach relationships. Um, So, what has your experience been with that? Because actually, you worked really closely with a high school coach last year with one of our athletes, between Bowden and Nate Score over at Denver. So,
Um,
what was that
yeah.
situation? What was that situation like for you? And then, um, what are some of the ways you feel like you um, kind of made sure that the high school coach knew that you were on his side and supported him while also trying to support the best interests of the athlete?
Um, I mean, last year was tough because I was in another city.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know when when I get texts either from the athlete or the parents, I try to direct them to their high school coach as well because I mean, it's their season for that kind of stuff. But then I also will call the coach and be like, "Hey, this is what I am hearing. What what should we do with this? Whatever situation it is, like whether it's they're not weight cutting well or whatever. I don't know, but I mean, you definitely can't just go over top of them. That's for sure because that's not good. But I don't know, man. You have a conversation about it and then figure out what's best.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the most important thing is an actual open line of communication that goes both ways. That goes both ways. So like, I've had a coach reach out to me before. It's like, hey, so and so struggling. Do you want to come up and see him? Heck yeah, I'll come up and see him. And then I'll ask the coach, like, what do you think they're struggling with? What are you saying to them? Let me try to reiterate the same things. Let's make sure we've got a united front, if you will. And then there's other times where a coach is like, hey, we're really struggling on bottom. Next time you see so and so, can you help like reiterate XYZ or yada yada yada? And then, I've done some things too where I've messaged a coach like, hey, coach, I'm not trying to step on your toes. I don't want you to think that I'm trying to tell you how to run your program or anything like that. Like, I really like the way you do things. But I was talking with so and so the other night, and they're a little bit uncertain on some of these things. Next time you see them, if you feel like it, they could probably use a little help understanding some of these things better, or understanding why you're doing some of these things a little bit better. Um, and then there are times where coaches make it very clear that we're basically church and state, and we should be completely separate.
Yeah,
And in
yeah,
those cases, you try to respect it, and then you just coach the athlete how you want. But
yeah.
our club kids who have successful high school seasons, we have strong relationships with their high school coaches.
Yes, yes. And it's never
And
like there's never it never ever feels like you're right, I'm wrong on either side. Because if it feels like that, it's instantly not going to be good for anybody.
absolutely. But I think that's the okay, so I think the thing that we have nailed is that we understand that there's a million ways to teach a kid how to wrestle.
Yes.
Like we could go over single leg defense till the freaking cows come home.
Yep.
But how they train is pretty universal across all things. You have to work hard. You have to listen. You got to be respectful. You got to be coachable. There's some behavior. You have to be committed. There are some behaviors that are pretty much non-negotiable. And when we focus on the behaviors first, it allows the wrestling to be very fluid, very, very fluid. Where, like, if a coach is like, hey, I think we need to spend time working on this, I'm like, yeah, sure,
Yeah.
whatever. I don't care. Like, he's going to have to spend time on doing some of these things either way. There are things you have to continue to get better at. But, like, hey, we got to get better at scrambling. Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do it. You know what I mean? Like, if the kids' behaviors are in place, insert whatever you want. Um, I'm not going to say whenever you want because there's a time and a place to learn and there's a time and a place to prepare, um, which is something actually I kind of want to talk about next week. But um, we have prioritized relationships, and I think it's served our kids better than anything else, which actually in the long term has served our club really well. Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it's hard. It's hard.
Well,
I'm not
it
gonna.
puts you on call 24/7.
Oh, for sure.
You know.
But I mean,
Oh, you
I
just like
am.
the actual doing it is,
Oh, well, so
or what are you saying is hard?
okay, so here's the example of like it being hard is that we've got a couple kids that have been with the club for 10 years now. The kid's been in the club for 10 years. This is his 10th year in the club, and he got hurt last year. And he got hurt last year, and his high school coach blamed us. He got in a weird situation in a mat in a match. He slipped and fell, and his shoulder pretty much like blew out of his socket, right? Um, and his coach blamed us because he came down on Sundays to do the 1 hour drill practice that we have our high school kids do on Sundays.
Yeah.
Right now, mind you, this kid was third his freshman year, first his sophomore year, and then he got hurt last year. Right, so uh, never one time never one time in the kid's entire career, his entire youth career, his entire high school career, has that coach ever um, gave us anything positive. Never thrown anything positive our way. He's never told the kid, like, hey, man, your coach did a good job preparing you for season. You look like you're in shape. You look fit. Your skills look good, yada, yada, yada. And then the one time this kid gets hurt, it's auto on us. And
Yeah.
like, to me, I'm like, okay, fine. Blame us. That's fine. I don't really care. Blame us. But then you have to blame us for everything. For everything. So if you want to blame us for the bad, then you got to blame us for the good. You don't get to cherry pick this shit, right? So, um, uh, you know, that's a situation where we clearly don't have a relationship with the coach, but uh, it's not from lack of trying.
Yeah. Yeah. The overtraining excuse always bothers me. Where it's like they're going to too many practices. Like that's why XYZ is happening. Which it could be true, but in my personal experience, I went to high school practice and club practice every day. I mean, every day. And on Sundays.
Yeah.
Like, I just don't, I don't, I really just don't buy that as a reason not to come to practice. Adjust at the practice. Don't just stop coming. I don't,
Yeah. I think though, So I think that some kids can handle it because they sleep.
Yeah, that's all fair. So okay, so then
Like a lot of things have to be in line.
correct. So then the issue isn't again. I mean, it is the practice, but it's also the habits outside of it.
Absolutely.
So
It's the
it's
behavior.
like, okay, if we're doing too many practices, but why aren't we recovering?
Correct.
So
Yep. Correct. Yeah. So I don't know. I know that it matters. If at the very least, it's because the kid feels comfortable. Like
no, the
if you support the high school coach,
oh yes, yes, yes,
the
yes, yes,
kid
yes, yes.
feels comfortable in the high school room listening to the high school coach. If the high school coach supports the club, the kid feels comfortable telling the high school coach he's going to club.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? So
yeah,
I
yeah,
they I just it has been so much more enjoyable for me to work with the high school coaches who um, understand their kids need to train outside of the season, but then also have open lines of communication with us. It's
yeah,
just better. It's just significantly better.
yeah.
So, who called me? No caller ID.
But I don't know. Is there anything else you want to say about any of that?
No, but I do think that if you're in the club scene and you're not making a concerted effort to have strong relationships with the high school coaches in the area, you're putting yourself in a position to be judged harshly and critically by people who can support your club, but also you're going to put your athletes in a less than position. Bottom line,
Yeah,
don't make 15-year-olds choose. Don't make 15-year-olds choose.
yeah,
That's just not a fair thing to do.
yeah. I actually had a really good experience with all of this when I was in Indianola with a coach around there.
Yeah.
So, and it was great,
Yes.
honestly.
It's just better.
So,
We're both there to help the athlete.
yeah,
And if we keep it about the athlete, things are very good. Things are very good. And, you know, we keep it very athlete centered. We have a name on the club because we have to call it something, but that's pretty much the extent of it.
yeah,
You just can't call it like the No Name Wrestling Club. I mean, you could, but you have to call it something.
yeah. That no name wrestling club's not very inspiring.
No, no,
So,
no. It's like the horse with no name. I
what?
rode through the desert on a horse with no name.
Don't sing it too much. We're gonna get copyright stricken.
Yeah, I'm probably way off key. We'll be fine.
All
So,
right.
all right, let's hit this clip of the day, bro.
Yep.
You got one pulled up?
Yep.
Okay, don't go, don't go, don't go, don't go.
I'm not going.
Oh, oh, oh! I can't believe this was the clip of the day. What a savage mix-up here. You got Chamizo versus Sidikov. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
let me guess. This is right away. This is definitely defense. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know how they were doing the time here. If they were counting up or if they were like counting down the end of the first period or what they were doing here, because they've
I'm
done
pretty
it
sure
all
it
kinds of
counts.
different ways.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it counts up though. So I think this is right away. And
Yeah.
it's
This is
30 seconds into your clip.
that's correct. That's correct. All right. Here we go.
A little 2-on-1 action to a single leg. All right. Oh, what?
Yeah, dude. It's in Russia.
No, 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 no. No points. Watch again. Watch again. Watch again. Watch again.
Okay. Do we need to slow it down?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
I don't know what year this is either, though.
2017. So this
Okay.
is this is pretty normal rules. It's not.
Yep. No way. No way.
Dude, this is a
No
crazy match, by
way.
the way. If you go
Yeah,
back
I
and
know
watch
this
this
match is
home,
awesome.
So
Okay, I'm looking for him to expose here, and he just doesn't.
yeah, we'll slow it down. I think they awarded a takedown, not an exposure.
It doesn't matter. He can't. It just can't be because he's not behind him.
By the way,
And
how look at this is such good. I like this defensive adjustment. Almost
yeah,
Splato like.
yeah, I was gonna say almost Metzger like, but yeah, same
Yeah, I
thing.
know. Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Tips him. No exposure.
correct.
Cut back.
No take. You can't call that a takedown.
This is what they're calling something.
No, 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 no. I don't care what the rule
Is
say it
that
is. He's
that? I
not
mean, his
exposed.
chest is down.
Absolutely.
Both hands are not behind him.
Nope. Does he challenge this?
I don't know. I don't think so. It's too
So
early. It's
early?
probably pretty early for that. And then, I mean, still nothing.
Still nothing.
And all the way back up. So I don't know if he challenges.
Click forward a little bit.
He does not challenge because
Nope,
they're
he does
continuing
not
to
challenge.
wrestle.
Yep. Dude, young Chamizo, so young Italian Chamizo pulled off some of the greatest defenses I've ever seen.
Yeah.
And Sidikov has had some of the wildest 1-point matches I've ever seen.
Yeah.
I still love his exchange with Jamalov.
At Russian Nationals.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a good one.
That's one of the best freestyle wrestling sequences I've ever seen.
That was a good one. What year was
It
that?
points. Yeah, around this time.
I think it was 2020 or 20. It's more recent than you think.
It was the year that Jamalov went to the Worlds, wasn't it? And then he wrestled Chamizo. Jamalov had his broken shoulder because Sidikov was out that year for whatever reason.
I don't know. I don't remember. I think it's pretty recent though, as in like maybe the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
But
So.
But that's Russia home cooking.
Has your website been getting more traffic?
I don't know. I'm in the process of redoing the whole thing. To make it just better, just all around better.
Yeah.
So
at a certain point, we got to start adding more. We got to start adding more again.
Well, my plan is when I release the new one, I'm gonna try to get majority of NCAA matches up, and world championships and things like that. And if they're not on YouTube, I will still have like the sequences and a link to where you can find them. So because you can find them on Flow, you can find them on YouTube, you can find them on the Russian wrestling TV site.
Yes.
You can find them in weird places. So, but YouTube is the only one that will allow me to embed them on the site right now. If Flow has that option, I would like to know.
Yeah. Well, let's figure it out. Maybe. Well, Flow's behind a paywall though, so they'd have to log in every time probably.
Yeah, but I mean, even if you click the link, you have to log in. You know what I mean? So you're either staying on my website with the video pulling up, or you're going to their website to watch it.
Yeah. Well, I would say let's ask Flow, but they're not going to help us out.
No. That's okay, though. That's okay. All right. Well, I think that wraps it up.
Yes, I agree.
All right.
Congratulations. Episode 6?
Yes.
Episode 6. One day we'll keep track.
It's kept track of online. You forget about it once you put it up.
That's true. That's true. I just need to start writing it down. Hey, this is episode 7. But I kind of like asking, hey, what episode is this?
Yeah. All right.
All right. Go do laundry.
All right. See ya.